I am inevitable.
Here we go.
And here we go. Like my favorite Joker, Heath Ledger, God rest his soul. That's what we're going to do. We're about to go. This today is going to be a topic that has been near and dear to my heart. It is going to be, I guess, a continuation of the Loki Roundtable. We're going to get in today with my boy Guy Scar and my good buddy John, Mr. Ball Man Bad.
Sir.
How you doing today, sir?
I am living up to everything. May I say that I totally love the Into the Spider-Verse start of that intro. Whoever made that intro should be very proud of themselves. That was very incredible.
Mm-hmm. I don't agree with LDG on a lot of his things about Marvel, MCU. But man, the guy is talented. He made.
I will reach around at some point just to give him a.
Hey, he is very talented with intros and man, he's a computer wizard, bro. Wizard. So thank you again, LDG. Good work. I appreciate it, bro. But you're not probably gonna like me a little bit later on because I'm gonna get
all right. Like we're gonna talk some stuff. I hear this came out of nowhere. But it's nice to be talking to you again, Danny.
It's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute.
Yeah, and you've been working really hard. I'm really proud to see your growth, and I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Tony Robinson, what's up, man? We're glad you could join us. Please share this. Malik Flowers, please share it. I didn't put it out on Twitter or nothing, man. It's kind of jumped on this last.
Is Twitter even a thing anymore? Like. Are we all dead?
That's how I get
Didn't the world end like a week ago? I don't even know anymore.
Sorry, I tell my daughters, I Facebook message you. She looks at me and she goes, "Dad, Facebook's for old people."
Oh, duh.
Let's
be fair. Let's be fair. Just tell her if you didn't use Facebook, you'd be melted. So it's fine.
Pretty much.
I want to shout out to the people. Commander Data, thank you for coming in, man. Andrew Caselli, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Please share it and the link, and man, get people in here. We're gonna talk a little bit today. Pretty much the direction we think the MCU is going in. Maybe cover a little bit of the why we haven't seen Spider-Man Far From whatever the home it is. Trailer. And Loki, of course. I'll get the ball rolling with Loki. I'll be the first to say, and we're gonna cover Black Widow too. I'll be the first to say.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do the whole gamut, bro. I'll be the first to say that Loki in some spots was really slow for me, but I had my fingers crossed. I'm like, man, so a lot of people on the round table, well, not a lot, but some people on the round table was like, Kevin Feige is destroying the MCU. He's writing himself into a corner. It's lazy writing. It's this, it's that, it's whatever. Okay, that's your opinion. I'm not knocking your opinion, but I've always I look at the track record and look at history to try to predict the future. History is whether you don't like it, whether you like it or not, his movies are making money. Mm-hmm. Whether you like it or not, he get up off his ass, get in there, and he's making movies. He's living his dream. He's not talking about, well, if I did this or I did that, or I went to school for this, I went to school for that. he's doing it. This this television show, the last episode, I will give people that don't like MCU stuff that he told us in WandaVision. I'll say it. I thought Cap and Falcon was good. I liked it. This movie, the season finale, it paid it off for me. I think that was the best episode out of the 3 television series we've seen, and it makes me look forward to what they're going to do next with the multiverse. Because right now, we don't know what direction they're going to go in. And to tell you the truth, this episode made WandaVision better for me. And if you watch any of my stuff, WandaVision, I thought the first 3 episodes I thought was garbage. But it makes me interested in see. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why I made it better. It makes me want to see what Wanda is gonna do now that she has that book. She's in whatever multiverse. She in between worlds. I don't know where the hell she at, but it makes me like, damn, okay. So maybe Wanda is gonna do whatever, and maybe she is gonna be some competition to Doctor Strange, and maybe Kang is gonna do this. So to me, it made me appreciate the last episode of WandaVision more so than I originally appreciated. So I'm really excited now. It's been a long time since I can use that word for MCU, but I'm excited now. I'm excited.
You saying that this makes you WandaVision excited is like, wow. That is
not excited about WandaVision. I'm excited.
I know.
Well, no, like a couple of the episodes you picked, I was really curious because it seems to like the majority seems to be the other way around. Everybody really liked the 1, 2, 3 episodes, and then the lack of payoffs and payoffs. A lot of people got really mad, so I'm surprised. I'm really surprised to see you on the other side of the spectrum with that one.
If you saw me the first 3 episodes, I was like, no, this is.
I love them. I thought they were I'm great, dude. I'm a big I Love Lucy fan. I'm a big Golden Girls fan. I like sitcoms. I love Sanford and Sons. Like I love sitcoms.
I love that too. But I love it when they're doing it, not their rendition or version of it.
But I liked the parody aspect of it. And then there was a lot of setups within those. Like one of my favorites is the first episode's one of the best episodes of some MCU stuff for a while because it's what the MCU is good at. The baiting, the idea of what's the next thing. Right. And gotta say, I love I think her name is Deborah Jo something. She was Kitty on that 70s show.
Yes.
Love her to death. Eric Foreman's mom. And that moment when the boss comes over, because I've seen that version of that story like a billion times. So to see it in this weird context where Vision looks like a freak wearing a suit, it was really funny to do all that. And the kitchen scene was really hilarious. And then all of a sudden they're having dinner and she's like, please stop it. I was like, oh man, that's so good. And then I got 2 more episodes and then I go, nah, I'm done. So I bailed out on a lot of these shows and I'll just get forthright, like right out of the way. As per usual, I'm a big poo-pooer. I kind of Far From Home was okay. I didn't really like the story, but I liked like all the fun, the glitz and glam of it. I loved that part. But I hated Endgame the day I saw it, day one. And
oh my God.
Well, yeah, I know. I'll get it out of the way and I'll tell people so they'll hate me immediately. I think Civil War is probably at least the top 2, if not top.
No, Civil War
not the best.
Civil War is good, but it is not better than Infinity War. I'm sorry, it just isn't.
I think maybe not entertainment wise because there's a lot of payoff. There's a lot of really good character stuff. But man, Civil War is just a really, really strong story. A really strong showcase of all of these characters that we know interacting in a way makes
If
sense.
you're talking character development, I
Yes.
think Winter Soldier really focuses on Bucky, his transition from being Cap's best friend, being
Do you
captured,
mean
being
Falcon and Winter Soldier
brainwashed.
or Captain America Winter Soldier, like the movie or the TV
No,
show?
I mean the Winter Soldier, not Black Falcon or whatever his name.
Black Falcon. I love you. I love
Yeah.
that you're doing the
Yeah.
meme. I love
Yeah,
that.
not him. I'm talking about the movie, not the Disney Plus show. I'm talking about
Gotcha.
the movie. The Winter Soldier to me is better than Civil War.
I already
for
gave
as-
a bunch of hot
for-
takes, Danny. Don't set me up for another hot take. Maybe
No,
we
I'm
should.
just saying.
no,
I'm saying
maybe
for
we
as
should
character
introduce.
development.
Well, let's introduce the other hero on this panel who's about to deal with the bald man. I'm gonna live up to my name tonight.
It's okay. Look, you're not the only bald man.
Hey, appreciate you, sir.
It's a trifecta, boy. I just got very
Trifecta.
little on the top.
Listen, for me, WandaVision, I enjoyed most of the episodes. I was one of those guys that enjoyed the first three because of the nostalgia of those sitcoms, right?
Yeah,
and the parody that they did. So I didn't mind them as much. But yes, there were, for me, out of the whole series, those were the most weakest ones, I think, of it. It only became strong once in the later episodes you understand why those sitcoms were conjured in her mind, right? Because that's what she watched back with her father and her mother and her brother back home.
I like how they tried that all together.
Yeah,
That was nice.
It was well done, but it took getting to that episode to actually go, oh, okay, But again, that's, for me, that's good writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good character development.
For you, yes. In my opinion, as they say, the safety shield, so people don't throw you off the digital bridge.
You know what's scary?
What?
2 or 3 MCU movies from now, something's gonna be in there. We're gonna appreciate Black Widow more. I am.
Have you seen Black Widow yet?
Yes. You've seen it, and we're on we're on different sides of the fence.
Interesting.
I think it's kind of garbage. Guy Scar loves it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For me, it cracked my top 5.
Oh no.
So
oof.
Yeah.
All right.
For me, it cracked my top 5. And it could be because
what are your top 5 though? May I ask?
Shit, I would have to check off the top of my head. I can't tell you. I know for sure. My number 1 is Infinity War. Number 2, I believe, was was it Black Panther? I know I always get confused because I have them always overlapping. So my top 5, Black Panther's up there, Endgame's up there, Infinity War.
Guys, let me give you a little backstory.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only white guy that voluntarily came on an all-black show and really
I knew it was dangerous. I was willing to take the ass kicking.
Took his pants down and shit on the Black Panther. Then, like a cat, took his feet, covered it back up. I was like, "What are you smoking? Coming on the show with 3 brothers talking like that? Have you lost your mind?"
Look, I respect you, Anzo and Terrence, with a lot of my being. I think you just all might be off base. That's all. And I came in with references, and I took.
I'll give you that. You came with information. Let me ask you this now. Now that Black Panther is 5 years in the can.
Yeah.
Mr. Bowman is no longer with us. Has it
man.
moved up any on your list?
No. I will always say I think him in Civil War is. It was insane that it kind of reminds me of the idea of Anthony Hopkins in Hannibal, or not Hannibal, Silence of the Lambs. He's only in the movie for like 17 minutes, give or take. Hannibal, and Chadwick Boseman's probably only in Civil War for barely that, because a lot of the times he's fighting doesn't have the mask. Mm-hmm. He's so much cooler in Civil War. His suit's better, and they even gave him an arc. I can't even believe it. He got a
same suit. It's the same.
No, stop. They changed it. They changed it.
The suit in Civil War is the same suit he had when he first
Yeah, and then they cucked him.
First got to Wakanda.
Yeah,
then his sister gave him another one.
Yeah, and they cucked him. They go, look, you froze. I did not freeze. I'm like, oh, glad that the women had to save your ass.
That is
like,
That is MCU comedy, man. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, yeah, but T'Challa was not the same guy that he was in Civil War. I'm just not. He just isn't. Watch those movies back to back. They're not the same character.
He was motivated by finding his father's murder.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. You can think anything you want about the story.
I'm just telling you.
No, and I'm telling you. I just to keep the conversation easy because you want other things. Is that they're just not the same character. They're just his assertiveness and stuff is just not the same. It's just not.
Okay.
Watch both movies back to back. That is not the same T'Challa. It's just not. And anybody who says differently, I'm just like, man, oof, you're just holding on to what happened the other time. He's not as. Remember when like Clint's like, hey, my name's Clint. He's like, I don't care. Like, he's such a badass. Then why did you run? Like, he's such a fucking badass. And then in the second movie, just every turn, the girls are better than him. And don't get me wrong, like I love the Dora Milaje and stuff like that until Falcon and the Winter Soldier when they turned into Nazis. But I liked the aesthetic. I thought it was fine. But things happen.
We'll leave that in the past and get to the future. Loki.
Loki. Oh no. All right.
This is what I really love about Loki. There are people, I'm not going to call their names, on different streams, different chats, and they always coming up with something about an agenda, a force agenda.
Oh,
wokeness, that, wokeness. Well, I think Mr. Feige kind of switched the table because the last episode, she fucked up.
Even though Loki said he didn't think so, and he kissed her.
No. She made a decision based on her emotions, and there's always been a stigma that women are more emotional and they don't think things through. Sometimes they act on their emotions, even when there may be a better way. But women are emotional. That's what I got.
Danny, I understand that you're trying to like assert yourself and maybe even turn me on with the idea that you're trying to slap me through the internet here. No. Why are you being so angry with your back scratcher right now, my guy?
I'm just using it as it's just something in my hand.
All right, no, put me in my place. I got you.
I got to give a fidget toy.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and continue. I just needed to know to make sure that you weren't like
not direct towards you at all. Just kind of help me with my train of thought.
I don't want to be digitally beat up.
Yeah. But to me, she messed it up because Loki repeatedly told her, look, just think about it. Maybe he's lying, but I don't think he's lying. Just think about it. Don't make a rash decision. Don't be on emotion. Let's sit down and think about it. She fooled him, gave him the kiss, and he thought he had won her over. She pushed him through the doggone door, and she kills the man. And when I kill him, she is pretty much open Pandora's box. So this notion of women being superior and all this kind of stuff, I didn't see it in this because the superior mood to me was what the male Loki said. No, let's think this through before you do this. Don't be rash. But she went on her emotion because she felt like she was done so wrong. It was many years ago and pruned from her life and made to do this and made to do that. And even Kang told her, grow up. This is bigger than the normal set of circumstances that humans will get. You have an opportunity to control the whole damn flow of time.
Well, and she beat them when she was 10, right? She was a 10-year-old and stole their stuff. Kind of reminded me of Doctor Who, not gonna lie. Granted, she was a little younger. But...
I've never seen Doctor Who, so
I you're missing out.
I don't think so.
But the internet, anyway, but the internet will know. The internet will know.
Anyway, I think that whoever wrote that kind of flipped the script on this agenda stuff. I didn't see an agenda in this last episode. I saw good quality acting. The guy that plays Kang, he is fantastic. I am ready to see him. I'm ready to see him because this is just one Kang. So as each Kang comes, maybe a more quirkier style, more different. So I don't know what to expect, but I think that
you don't think he's like You don't think he's like toast or like even just like?
Mm-mm. I think he's coming back.
Interesting.
The thing is, I think we're going to get more than one version of him.
Yep, that's what I
Also
think.
interesting. Like, oh man.
I think by the time we get to the big movie, like maybe the Doctor Strange 2, then we'll see the big baddie.
Sure.
Like
I like the
King,
fact that this whole thing, right? This final episode, it doesn't need to, you don't need to explain now the whole multiverse and stuff like that. That's going to be happening because we kind of in the last Spider-Man movie, it kind of hinted that by having J. Jonah Jameson from the original Spider-Man movies to be at the end there when he says when he exposes Spider-Man's identity, Peter Parker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he's at the ending, does that mean that kind of the multiverse was already happening?
Yeah, I've heard rumors
right?
that's not
So,
his Earth.
But
we know,
right?
but we do know for the comic people, Doctor Strange after Peter got outed. I think it was either in Civil War or in a different timeline. He's been outed a few times, but
exactly.
Doctor Strange like redid reality, so everybody forgot. So
exactly. So
curious.
So this whole Loki ending pretty much paved the road to all possibilities of villains coming back, possibility of dead characters coming back. So it's kind of opening a clean slate, and they can basically do whatever they want with this right now. They can, correct their mistakes from the past or just create a new timeline, right?
So you specifically said the thing that I think is probably one of the largest debates. Well, no, I'm just curious. Like,
no, I'm laughing at this right here.
Oh, what I do?
The fan makes like you got a pinwheel on your hat.
Oh man! Oh man! If only it was rainbow colored.
Yeah, seriously.
You take off like Ness. So the multiverse is a fun concept. It's a really cool concept. But we've had the Star Wars sequel trilogy. We've had some movies and some TV shows lately, and they've been doing some stuff to some characters. So, I mean, like, does it really make you super excited to have the opportunity to have these characters back? Or do you think that could potentially be a detriment? Like maybe they'll dangle too many keys rather than actually like make stories that they think are a good idea.
I think they're going. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Danny. Go ahead.
I think that they're going to use Robert Downey Jr.
He got cut. He got cut from Black Widow.
Yeah, I heard he's going to be in there, but I didn't see him came back. I think they're going to use those as soon as they stop making money and start drawing people. Then that's when they'll cut them.
Well, I kind of feel like they're already not making money. No. Black Widow, like
no. I'm talking about
well.
No, I'm talking about Cap and Iron Man.
Yeah.
As soon as Cap and Iron Man's popularity wanes off, then that's when they'll go into it. But this multiverse to me is just another way they can repackage the brand.
Yeah,
and say, hey, this is such and such and such.
They'd be stupid. And I'm actually, and Danny, yes, I'm going to do the surface level thing because you as a black man, people really found Black Panther to be this cultural phenomenon. Even though Blade is awesome. And Stephen Dorff said something stupid, but there was something surrounding Black Panther that made it a little more spectacular, as I think is probably the word for it. Are you in the camp, and especially now with the multiverse, do you think T'Challa, because he's such a strong character, and especially for your community, do you think he should be recasted, or do you think Chadwick Boseman really did that good of a job that he just shouldn't be recasted? What do you think?
I've always been, I wouldn't recast him. And
I would recast him too. I think he's such a pivotal character.
I wouldn't.
Wouldn't. Okay.
No. I've gone on record of saying I've been criticized.
Interesting.
That I would get Killmonger to do it. because let me explain why now. Somebody said
you get the multiverse.
Well, he's killed too many people. How can you do that? How can you do that?
Get a different Killmonger. Get a multiverse Killmonger.
You could do that, but I would get that Killmonger, and because people, especially Americans, listen. No, we didn't see him die on camera,
bro. He got stabbed in the heart. What are you doing right now? What are you doing?
Okay, well, let me ask you this: the white agent, he was all but dead. Chadwick Boseman, the white agent, got shot when Killmonger took over the place. He was all but dead.
They put their stupid bullshit ball in him.
Okay, so who's to say he didn't?
The plot armor ball or whatever.
Okay, who's to say he didn't use that same plot armor ball? And
he didn't.
Look,
because he
said he wanted to be buried with his people in the
ancestors.
But the king says, "No, I don't want my cousin to die. I'm going to."
Well, then show it to me.
Okay, I'm just saying they could do that.
They probably could. And
we never saw a body.
That shit is silly.
We never.
I can't, man. Come on, just give me a different. Give me one from another.
I'm just telling you.
Just give me one from another verse, and he's a good man.
At one part of the movie, we thought Killmonger killed Chadwick Boseman, pushed him off the ledge. We didn't see all that. About 10 minutes later, we saw him in the ice. Silly too.
Yeah, somehow he fell off a cliff and then ended up at the peak mountains in the snow.
I'm just telling you.
Things happen.
The same way they did that, they can do this.
Sorry.
That is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's my
rule. Bringing up that movie. Are you baiting me right now?
No. You
I feel like I'm back in time.
You asked the question. I'm telling you what I wouldn't recast him.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm sorry.
I would get Killmonger and make him the king. I would go through the redemption arc. Okay, I did this. And the same way that Bucky now, the Winter Soldier, killed all those people. He went there. She reprogrammed him. He became the White Wolf. Why can't they use that same technology for Killmonger?
Easy, because Killmonger wasn't brainwashed. He did it on his own volition. That's a false equivalent. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, what is that? That's not a
Killmonger is not the way to go, in my opinion. I would just recast or have Siri. What's her name? Shuri take on the mantle. But like many people say, her structure is small, but there's always CGI. There's always CGI.
Yeah, I don't have.
Honestly, I had to put Shuri in the White Wolf.
Picking up the mantle.
If you're not going to do the White Wolf with Bucky. If you're not going to do the White Wolf with Bucky,
I'm not the only one. See?
If you're not going to do it with Bucky, then do it with Shuri. If you're not going to do it with Bucky, then do it with Shuri.
Look, bro,
because she's more slender. She looked great.
I like you. You gave because I mentioned that time again.
This is going to hell no. This is going to sound extremely racist.
I take her over Zendaya.
No White Wolf running Wakanda. I don't want to see that. No. No.
We're not saying running Wakanda. I say like a story filler until it could be the story filler that is needed in order they find the right person.
Easy. She's in a white suit. She's running around. People are talking about this ghost in Africa because she's protecting her city for years and years and years. And she's been doing it in secret. She gets found out. And new T'Challa shows up after Doctor Strange 2. New T'Challa pops in. Bam. And it can be Michael B. Jordan. Have him come in like, what if style. He's the new Black Panther. And he finds out that Shuri's been trying her best. She's not doing great. But she's doing all right.
How do you make people Maz on this thing?
You have to go in and
face. You trying to kick me out already?
No.
You're trying to phantom zone me?
You click on their name, I believe, Danny. On the side, they have the 3 dots.
Yeah, but they don't. The 3 dots don't say nothing. They say,
I don't know.
Quit using timeout a block user.
Okay.
I just think that Black Panther is a huge mantle, and I think Chadwick Boseman did a great job, and I think Black Panther needs to continue, and I want him to be a male guy, a good male, strong role model, because we're vagina washing and ginger removing and doing all this other stuff. So I was just kind of more like, well, let's stick with Black Panther doing his thing, being T'Challa and carrying on his legacy. Because again, like I keep saying, you're not replacing Chadwick Boseman. It's just going to be hard. But like, I mean, you know, I'm sure Terrence Howard said the same thing. I think, but now all we think about is Don Cheadle. Yeah. I know it sucks because it was so iconic and was such
how
a big
the
thing.
fuck do you make somebody a mod? This shit is driving me crazy.
You can do it after, Danny.
That's
awesome. It's somewhere on YouTube.
I thought there's a way you could do it now.
No, but I would totally take a Shuri White Wolf. I would take that in a really cool, like slender looking like white tiger outfit. Mm-hmm. That'd be dope.
No, well, I was talking more about Bucky, right? Remember how they were calling him in Winter Soldier? They were calling him the White Wolf.
Yeah, don't you love how they fucking didn't change the title? That was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
The whole freaking show is about identity, and they just they jacked that one up, didn't they?
The wires were crossed. It wasn't that bad of big of a deal, right?
You're talking to a guy who says, this is all dead. we started with what was it called? Loki?
Yeah, we started. We were all over.
Let's get back on Loki. What when you saw the last episode, John? What did you think? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was mad? Did you think it saved the series? What were your initial thoughts after you saw that first episode and it went off?
So, I think we should start with our man up here first and start with me, or finish with me. I think getting both of your opinions would be much more important before we get mine.
Wow.
Okay. Kyle, what do you think? I pretty much know what you think, but I want everybody here.
I know I already said it multiple times. I think.
Yeah.
And then maybe an overall, like, what do you?
No,
how
my
do you
overall,
feel like how it goes with and like how it ties into the MCU and all that stuff. Like, do you think they intertwined and did a good job and things like that?
Well, it's not that it ties in with anything that we're doing, like that we've seen so far. Really, it ties in with what we're gonna get.
Even though it's literally tied to Endgame, but okay,
it's tied to Endgame right in the beginning. It explains where he is at the time that he grabbed the Tesseract, and
who he is as a character.
As a character, I feel they downed him. They brought him down. He's not the Loki that we all know, right? He's not mischievous all the time, the bad guy Loki, right? I find they watered that down a bit, but you get to see him in parts come back up to what we're used to. But the last episode, I really enjoyed it. I have nothing negative truly to say about it. The fighting scene, finally, they were using their magic, and you got to see that aspect. You got to see, okay, he loves himself so much he kissed himself.
Oh,
okay, whatever. I didn't have an issue with that. Now, for me, my being in a bunch of panels talking about this was something that was brought to my attention when I watched it for a third time. I really loved Miss Minutes in this episode. For me, Miss Minutes stole this episode, man, because she popped out scared, did a jump scare. She had that evil look where she goes, oh yeah, I had to deal with some problems, and the little attitude right there. And then Ravonna, that wanted certain type of files, she goes, no. He says that these are the files you need, not the ones you're asking for, right? So I liked how there's that mystery where's Ravonna going and what are those files that they gave her,
So you're super pumped for the next thing.
I'm pumped to see what's going to happen in these movies that are coming out, right?
But you're not thinking anything about what happened in the show that ties to the fact that this is a cinematic universe. Like, you got to remember, like, this is exactly. the DCU is flipping hysterical when it comes to the idea of continuity. And I know that like a lot of people don't feel that, but like, I mean, is there anything about this show where you're like, ooh, man, they really like hit a reference in those old movies, or did anything? You just,
for me,
didn't get any of that. None of that.
No, I didn't get any of that. I got that in the beginning where it explains for the Endgame thing. And now it's just leaving me wondering
ready for the next thing.
How the movies are going to reference back to this series,
to the new stuff,
right? To the new stuff, because where's Ravonna going? We all know that Ravonna is Kang's wife, right? And how is that even going to tie in? Because we all know very well you cannot go by the canon of the comic books or refer to the comic books as what we're going to get in the movies. Because
so you're a huge comic book fan then? I'm
huge.
not.
I haven't been up to date on a lot of current stuff, but I'm talking in the 90s. What was X-Men, Spider-Man, maybe some Fantastic Four. Yes.
Probably grew up on the 90s cartoons, probably like me, all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't forget about the Neil Patrick Harris MTV weird computer animated Spider-Man, which was actually kind of fun. I actually enjoyed it. So I always found the intrigue of the MCU was the idea that all these things were like intertwined and there were some really solid references and things like that. It was a big deal because then like you saw WandaVision and I'm not going to say specifically yet, just for the sake of the conversation to kind of keep it positive and moving forward.
Speak your mind, man.
Have you ever heard of the term power creep?
Power creep?
Creep. Like
power creep.
Yeah, CREEP. The anime, the fucking weebs in the chat will know what I mean. Like how you have a mech, and then the next episode there's a mech that kills that mech, and then the granddaddy mech shows up with the cannon.
Okay.
I have invisibility, but I have invisibility +2, like that kind of thing.
Yes.
And yeah, it's kind of a shame. I honestly. I think not only are we seeing a terrible example of world building in these shows, I've seen character assassination and just total disrespect to the stuff that came before. And man, I've just never I'm done. Like I've never. The first episode of Loki, and I've even told people this. It took a screenshot. That's all it took. One screenshot, and I go, "Oh, the MCU died. That's a shame."
But you see, a lot of people are saying the MCU died, but then the MCU is making so much money on their movies, right?
See, said money. That's not what I'm talking about.
I understand. There's quality and there's money.
My investment.
But is that because you were so invested in the books, in the comics?
Nope.
And
didn't give a damn. But
you're basing it on the comics and the characters on the comics, or you're basing it on the movies that we already got?
On the movies. On the continuity of the films only.
Okay.
Because that was my investment. I think a lot of people...
Those 10 years.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people were that way. That's why I always tell people, is why I was so angry with Endgame. There was so much stuff either never brought up, left on the table, or just completely ignored. Again, like I gotta say, one of my favorite examples is every single movie after Civil War pretty much forgot Civil War existed. Infinity War had a couple of things like with the phone and the fact they were split up. Other than that, in Endgame, they forgot about Sharon Carter. They because he went back to Peggy, so everybody was happy about that. But what happened to Sharon? Right. Tony just gives his shield back to Steve. There's not even a conversation. That's interesting. He just gives it to him. He's like, "My dad made it for you." No, he didn't. Go back and watch the first one. He picked it up under a table. They just did not care about their continuity or the characters or anything that happened.
I won't argue that point, but I think the specific point was it was like a peace offering because it was such a splinter between those two. So the only thing,
like I said, the dialogue was bad. They were wrong and they lied. They lied to you. My dad made the shield for you. No, he didn't. And he knows he didn't. And Steve knows he didn't.
I thought
Howard literally gave him the thing from underneath a table.
No,
it was a prototype. He even said it was stupid. He's like, I'm not even going to use it. And then Peggy shot it.
No, you talking about
Captain America, the first Avenger.
First Avenger. Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude,
underneath the bench.
I love these
like
films.
A workbench. Yeah.
I love
like
these
underneath
films.
the workbench. Yeah.
I love these films. And a lot of these payoffs in Endgame, like we got like 3. That was it. I mean,
I thought there was a shield like in one of the Iron Mans, like when he was making that new.
It was in the second one. It was a prototype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the original one wasn't a prototype. It was a piece of vibranium under a. It was a yes. Well, then they painted it. Yeah, it was vibranium. Yeah. It was actual vibranium. The one in Tony Stark's was just like it looked weird. I didn't know what the hell he was doing with that. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We never got a payoff from that. That kind of makes me sad.
It kind of reminded me of that makeshift shield U.S. agent made.
Exactly.
God, dude. Let me tell you, unpopular opinion. I think John Walker was the only good character in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think he was the only good.
I like his redemption arc. I'll give you that.
There's no redemption. He's a hero the entire film.
You're crazy as hell.
Tell me why I'm wrong. I would love to refute you.
He freaking bashed someone's skull open on the steps.
Would Captain America ever do that?
Oh, when he killed it. Yeah, he actually has. Have you watched Winter Soldier lately?
No.
When he boots a dude off a ship in the middle of the ocean, when he brings down the Triskelions, when he dropped a building on Rumlow, when he killed a bunch of Nazis. Because do you guys know what soldiers do? Or is just everyone a 5-year-old naive person?
Every soldier is a trained mercenary, right? That's what they say.
All I'm saying is that
no, and that's not even what I'm saying.
He may have done that, but
do you remember
not in the brutal fashion that U.S. agent?
Why is that brutal? Why is that brutal? Because the music and the camera angle?
No, because
there's blood on the shield.
That's right.
Well, it's because they just didn't animate it when the other times when Cap chucked it at a normal ass person and didn't kill them. Like he just killed his best friend. I don't understand why nobody cares about Lamar, especially when we're having so much black racism allegory shit. Lamar is so fucking put to the side that nobody cares.
Lamar is useless.
They were friends. They served like 3 or 4 tours in Afghanistan. What do you think he was doing in Afghanistan? Giving everybody hugs?
Why did he give him half the dose of the
He got 3 medals. He got 3 medals of honor. They fucked up by making him the nicest guy ever.
Why didn't he give him half of the dosage?
What?
Oh, the dose of the serum, the power serum?
The guy said in the conversation, he said, man, what would you do with that? He said, man, I want to be a hero and stuff. And he had it right then and there. And he could have shared the dosage, but he chose to take the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure he already had taken it at that point, and he was trying to justify the choice he made.
Yeah.
Granted,
that is Young Boss just said a good point. The person he killed wasn't even the person that killed his friend.
That's also not a thing. They were all trying to kill them. Do you guys not understand what a terrorist is?
Yeah, we do.
Depends on which side you're on.
They killed your friend.
But we, United States, always stand on we're gonna do the right thing. We're gonna take the high road. I'm not saying listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I always agree with that and some of the things we do, but that is the stance that America tries to take. You're going to be everybody's big brother. If you have a problem, if you have an issue, come cry on a good old American shoulder. That's what I'm saying, the picture that we're painting. Is it always true? No. I'm just telling you. Look it up, Dan, if you think I'm making that up.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to pick up an encyclopedia to people's mentality, but, maybe after 20 years, I can figure something out, except for the fact that I understand that when you're in a war situation, which they were, Remember I understand that they made it so light when they were fighting. It's like, what's with all the knives? They're trying to kill each other. Like, do people not know what war is? Do people not know what fighting is? But they were super soldiers too, dude.
Okay. I get that. I was in a war.
It just blows my mind. Like John Walker.
I was in a war.
And then he proves that he's a hero the entire show. He never does anything bad. The movie just tries to portray it as bad. He's a hero. Every single time. Even when Bucky and Sam are the biggest dicks to him, even when he gets him out of jail, even when he's like, hey, I'll work with you guys. Hey, when him and Lamar saved their fucking asses in the second episode, and he wasn't even a super soldier at that point, and they just left him.
Okay.
Sam and Bucky just fucked off.
So
like
John,
they just let them.
They got into the Jeep
in
episode 2.
You're trying to tell me
it's embarrassing.
You're trying to tell me that a war. This guy.
You're telling me Sam didn't kill anybody in the first episode when he booted a dude out of a.
Let me finish my question. Okay. Let me finish my question. You trying to tell me that a war here on Earth, anywhere, is going to equate to anything that happened in Endgame? These suckers done deal with cosmic beings, all kind of stuff. They're going to take orders from little pissant Soldier Boy, and he ain't been in the real shit like they've been in?
Yes.
No. You crazy as hell.
3 medals of honor.
I don't give a shit if he got 15.
He earned the position.
He saved somebody in a war. These suckers were
3 people, apparently, because that's why he got 3.
Whatever number you want to put.
So what'd Steve do?
What'd Steve do? Billions.
What'd Steve do?
Steve who?
Bro, what did Steve do to originally become? And I get what people are going to say. They're going to go, well, I mean, look at what Steve did all the way to the end.
Okay, Steve was chosen by whatever process they did. Then after he was chosen and given those gifts, he did a lot of stuff. I don't know.
But you're backing up. And see,
I'm not backing up.
The issue.
I'm not backing up. I didn't write the fucking story. We saw the same thing we saw. I'm telling you, for whatever reason, he was chosen because of his character, his whatever the criteria was.
Steve Rogers
was chosen. That's what I'm saying.
For his character. Remember when he jumped on a grenade?
His heart.
Remember when he jumped on a grenade?
Yes.
Andy was smart because he pulled the pin to have the flag fall down.
Yes.
That's why Stanley Tucci picked him.
Okay. So
he wasn't even the best soldier. John Walker is actually a decorated soldier who is actually also a good person. And the show proved it, especially at the end when he shows up with his own handmade shield. He's getting beat up by all these guys. And the only thing he's trying to do is save that truck. And he doesn't even take any credit at the end of the film. And they broke his arm to steal his shield. That is embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Sam and Bucky are the villains of their own show, and it blows my mind. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
You are the only person on the planet that has seen it that way.
Well, nope. I can tell you, absolutely not true. Feel free to.
I've heard more people say that theory.
Also, like I said, with Loki, one screenshot, and they destroyed everything in the MCU for 10 years. And then they confirmed it in the final episode.
Well, yeah, because the timeline's screwed, right? That's basically what you're saying, that the last 10 years of film, because of what happened in Loki, doesn't mean much.
Well, my 2 things. 1, free will didn't exist. So any choices throughout all of those movies didn't exist. It was Kang's fan fiction. It was his fan fiction. No matter what happened, it's what he chose to do. Which none of that even makes sense. They don't even stick to their own rules. I'm sorry. When I saw the screenshot of the Infinity Stones in a drawer, and then I watched the scene and they go, well, they're paperweights. I go, fuck you. They had multiple soul stones. How fucking how awful to completely remove the weight of Black Widow and Gamora's sacrifices. Oh man.
I get it,
but they're from different timelines.
Different timelines. That is why.
Nah, they're the same. Sacred timeline. Hadn't gotten there yet. There was no multiverse, which also doesn't make sense with Doctor Strange, because guess where Doctor Strange pulls his power from? They pull it from the multiverse. Well, if it doesn't fucking exist until after the end of Loki, that's a lie. So, I pay too much attention. But I don't read fucking comics. I don't care. It's like, it's not that hard to watch a movie. You know? That's all I'm saying.
I've never heard Doctor Strange pulls his power from the multiverse.
Yep. It's in his movie. The ancient one tells him. We pull it from the power.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
I thought he put it from that universe that Dormammu or whatever exists in.
Well, that dimension wouldn't exist if there's one sacred timeline. There's no such thing as other dimensions in a sacred timeline. Which also makes Endgame just don't even. To be fair, that movie was already borked, but now
I thought
it's
the way that he explained it was that whenever the variant does something, it branches off, and they have to go there and correct it and fix it back. So
that's what the show said, and that's wrong. So, like, what happened when all those paperweights get put in the drawer? Didn't the ancient one say it took a power stone to be removed to create a dark timeline? That's what she told Hulk. Which was nonsense in the first place. So how many timelines did they already destroy? Because they have a desk full of them. Those should be put back. Based on their theories. They should be back in their universes. Without them there, they don't exist. So you're going to tell me the big purple fart dragon just ate them all? Well, guess what? That ruins everything, because when all the Avengers went back to 2012, that timeline got eaten by the fart dragon.
Well, my understanding is that the sacred timeline, or whatever it is in that damn quantum realm, and in there, anything goes.
They only get one timeline.
I'm saying there's a theory out there that the timeline is actually inside of the quantum realm, whatever the fuck that is. And in that quantum realm, as we learned in Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Endgame, it has its own rules.
Well, then I'd make the argument that that's not true, because they'd use the quantum realm on multiple films, and there's never a variant. There's nobody chasing after him. No other timelines break off. So I don't see how that works.
I thought the quantum realm was like infinite. You may find somebody, you may not. That's why Tony Stark built that thing kind of as a roadmap or a.
Well, it seemed like a portal. Which, again, I gotta say, the quantum realm was already asking too much. But now what you've done is the TVA ruined everything. It makes no sense. Like, nothing. And then, like, I can just get into like little stuff. Like, it blows my mind that. Did you know that Loki is a god? Remember how he got smashed into the ground and was like a little cut up from the Hulk?
Mm-hmm.
But like some security guard can like tackle him or punch him, or come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
he's not smart. He's not clever. He doesn't use his powers ever. He's a cuck. He cries all the time. It's so funny. It's so funny. And one of my favorite moments in my life is literally, and after they did this with Vision, they keep ruining the deaths of everybody because they just bring up cum Vision to fight fake Vision, who then gets downloaded his own memories. So like in a movie, Vision will be back. So, okay, whatever. But then Loki's back. It's the 2012 Loki. You remember, like, maybe just like a day before, he killed 80 people and ripped a dude's eyeball out, and he enjoyed it and said to a bunch of German people, "You were made to be ruled." But then they have him binge watch the MCU, and he's like, all right, I'm back to normal. But then not only is he like way softer, not cunning, not even evil in any way, shape, or form, but that's not how human psyche works. If you from 20 years from now came back and said, hey, Danny, you're gonna meet this girl, and she's gonna take you to a con in San Francisco, and she's gonna give you a wolf suit, and you're gonna become a furry, and you're gonna be the nicest guy in the world, and you're gonna dance at a disco club. What would you say to that person?
Oh, so damn.
Even if it's you, it looks like you, but 20 years from the future.
I probably wouldn't believe it.
Exactly. And you're telling me the god of mischief, the guy who's like the king of lying and deceit, just kind of goes, all right, Owen Wilson, you're right. It's so absolutely abhorrent, not only to his character, which makes no sense because he's not the character from Infinity War. He hasn't had that arc. He's the one from 2012, his peak evil. Do you remember his first scene in that movie in 2012 when he comes in and he goes, I'm filled with glorious and just starts just fucking pew, 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 killing people. He's a bad, he took down an entire shield complex. It's so absolutely insane to me. And the fight scenes, oh my God. The TVA has sticks? Oh, but they'll melt you or send you to hell or do whatever they need. Except when the fight doesn't say we'll use the sharp end. What? What are you guys doing? Why don't you have guns? You have batons? And you know
Special
they can die
batons.
by fire. Why doesn't Loki just throw a dagger into their throat and kill them? Oh, yeah, that's because he's a pussy. He can't do anything.
I thought that
Best thing about this show is Richard E. Grant and the alligator.
Oh, hell no.
I love the alligator. Give me alligator and Richard E. Grant's Loki.
Right.
Give me that show. I'll take that show.
Now, I like the original Loki. I think he was the best.
I love Tom Hiddleston as Loki. He's great. He's so good.
Seriously, the older Loki in the green and yellow.
Hell yeah. In the silly costume, Richard E. Grant, dude. He's so good.
He was good on that.
He's so good. I would watch a show with him.
And the most blood we got was that alligator biting the freaking hand off. I said that on one of our streams. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, we're gonna transition into Black Widow. What do you think about Black Widow? We let Guy Scar go first. I know what you think. Let me go quickly. I'll go quickly. I was really disappointed in this. I guess because I've grown accustomed.
Because you hate white women, you bigot.
I'm married to one. Sorry, that is a lie.
Oh no, the Daily Mail can't come after you now. Oh wait.
To me, it did not live up to what I am accustomed to seeing the MCU movies make. I think it was definitely out of sequence. It should have been done right after Civil War. I think it would have had more punch to it. It also should have been done before, as we see now, it should have been done before Falcon and Winter Soldier, because now we knew who the Dreyfus lady is before we were supposed to know her. So it lost a little bit of its momentum and steam there. This is the first MCU movie. I'm not saying that I didn't like others. There were some others I didn't like, but this is the first one that I felt drowsy on. I was like, I can't believe I'm going to sleep on this. And
I'm just throwing it out there. Captain Marvel exists.
No, I didn't go to sleep on that. I didn't.
And most people don't even remember Thor 2.
That's
like the one that's like infamously just
I didn't
forgot
sleep
about.
On that either.
Oh, there's so much good stuff in that film.
Thor 2?
Look, you're talking to a guy who adores the first Thor. I understand the third act's kind of, but I love Thor 1. I love it.
I like Thor 1, but this movie to me just did not hit the excitement that I'm grown accustomed to. To me, it didn't have any old shit moments that we usually see 1, 2, sometimes more, depending on what movie you go see. Old shit moments, somebody does something that's spectacular. I just didn't see it. Some people said it touched them a different way. Hey, hooray, hoorah. For me, it just didn't.
You mean you didn't lose your mind at that gorgeous like CGI moment when it's like, this was fun?
No.
What a scene.
But scene. I will say this is like the worst movie experience I've ever been through, because I had my job call me 3 times. I had to walk out there and ask for phone.
Did you go to a theater or did you watch this at home?
Theater.
Oh wow, really?
The power went down for 15 minutes.
Damn.
So when it came back on, it was 10 minutes ahead of where we left off at. So we're like, no, we ain't seen this. So they had to stop it again and rewind it. Then they rewound it 10 minutes past where it stopped at. So I saw a part of the movie twice. It was just a really bad experience. I took my grandson. He had to go to the bathroom, wanted stuff for concession. So I really didn't see the whole thing through. But
You should
what
have
I
given him a
saw,
swirly.
You
should have given your nephew a swirly.
No,
100%. If you got to go to the bathroom, like, what are you doing, man? You got to learn. No, you hold it.
My grandson is 7. No, I'm not. He's not holding.
Well, he's easier to pick up then.
I'll be cleaning. I'll be cleaning shit and piss. So, no, sir. So I get up, but
yeah.
Just wasn't my cup of tea. But like I said earlier in this stream, I guarantee you that 2 or 3 movies down, they're gonna tie something or put something there that make like, damn, that tied in with Black Widow because they done it so far on all the other movies in the past.
So the question is, so you're like, this movie was fine, whatever, it's not my thing, but you're more like, I'll just see what happens later. That's more what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see it twice. I went to the theater. I wasted $48, 2 hours and 12 minutes of my life that I can't get back. So
to be fair, that would be like a month of Disney Plus and paying the $30 to watch it.
I should have paid the $30 because then I could.
You would have probably done better.
But paused it,
and it would have been easier to give your grandson the swirly at home.
That is correct. That is my 2 cents on that. So, Guy Scar, we'll go and then we go around the John.
I'm gonna be quick. It's for me. I loved it. It was a different type of Marvel movie. It was a spy movie. It was a backstory. I think the backstory was great. The whole for me, that was the whole chemistry with the Red Guardian, Melina and Yelena. They stole that movie, in my opinion. They were the ones that made the movie, for me, a good movie, right? The comedy in itself, I didn't find it was forced. I do find that Red Guardian in the third act was, underused, and he could have done so much more. But overall, for me, I guess because I have daughters, it was a movie about family, like
Star Wars,
like Fast and Furious. It's all about family.
Oh
right?
my goodness!
So it was her redemption with her choices that she made about not going back for her sister and stuff like that. So I was able to relate to that, having daughters and having a sister, and having a sisterly fight and stuff like that. So
do you actually, and this is not me like like trying to have a loaded question or anything like that.
No,
like
go ahead, man.
Or anything.
It's all right.
Do you think you actually give a shit about that, or is that like something maybe you feel like you should feel because you're surrounded by, like, you maybe, I don't know, close to.
I'm surrounded by women.
Yeah. So is that something you actually actively think about, or do you feel like maybe the marketing did that, or just because
I guess I might be part of that niche market, I guess. And if you're putting it that way, because I've always been a person that likes to know what brought a character to that point, right? I like the backstory. I like the whole closure, everything goes around, comes full circle, let's say.
Do you think this movie actually gave closure to Natasha, though?
See, that's where the debate is, right? Because it was really
because we knew what the end was.
Right, exactly. It was a handoff to bring in the new Black Widow, obviously, right? And which, for me, they did a great thing. Now, people that never watched Captain America, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they wouldn't have known who that character is, right? Because when the theater I was in, a lot of people, including one of my daughters, said, "Who the hell was that?" Right?
Who was
my other daughter, Valentina, in the end credits.
From Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was Valentina. Yeah, she's in the final. She was in the final cutscene.
She's the one that told him to call him the game his name, U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So she's at the end at the end credits. She's basically tells Yelena, if you want to get back at the person who's responsible for the death of your sister, It ends up being Bart in his assassin suit, right?
Mhm.
So
in his Ronin
yeah,
outfit.
exactly, in his running off.
Interesting.
So I enjoyed it. I had a little bit of issues with it, but overall, I mean, I really liked it. It's one of my favorites. I've seen it 4 times, so
damn, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of them wasn't by choice, but
I haven't seen a movie that many times since. I'm not gonna lie. Don't make fun of me. Well, go ahead and make fun of me. I probably deserve it. The Greatest Showman. Saw it like 5 times.
that was a good movie.
And then, man, like 5 times, probably The Lost World, because I could get in for free a couple of times. I saw that like 8 times. It was great.
But you see,
not as good as the first one.
But the reasons why I watch some of these movies more than once is because I'm going to say it because of people like you, John, right? Like you were talking before and I was marking down points. I'm like, okay, you got to review this scene, review this scene because of things that you brought up.
Well,
right?
Especially if you care. You know what I mean? And well, again, this is the other thing is like people really get shit on for like being like, oh, well, this sucked. But it was like, well, the whole point is they used to hang their hat on the fact that they were actually trying to hold their continuity the best they could with all of these different directors. And they did a pretty darn good job all the way up to the first Avengers film. Then you kind of started to see it fall off a bit. A lot of hits and misses. Iron Man 3 kind of almost ruined some stuff, but there was some good character things in it. And then you have Civil War create this awesome thing that the rest of the movies just kind of forgot about. And then you have Endgame, and then it's just kind of like, it's so 50-50 in the fan base. And honestly, I truly believe that the reception of Endgame, I think it's slowly falling down. Because not only the further are you going, we're having some issues. But if you go back and binge watch, like a lot of people like to, you're really noticing a lot of the stuff that never got resolved, never got talked about, and the ending doesn't seem as satisfying. Now, granted, I could just be talking out of my ass, but I'm using those words instinctively about satisfying, not because people like payoffs, they're great and everything, but like I said, like Hulk became Smart Hulk off camera.
Yeah, they messed up with that. Yeah, exactly.
Or
like Professor. Yeah, Professor. Yeah, there's definitely issues. You have points with that.
So
and I agree with you. The more time, like depending what these movies come out and all this timeline thing, I can see what you're saying about Endgame starting to drop on people's ranking because of what we might get that might either hurt.
And the show confirmed there's no free will from all the movies before this show. That it just, no matter what was going to happen in any of those films, it was Kang. Just remember, it was his decision. Anytime anybody did anything, if they deviated from the script, you'd be melted. It really takes away the agency. It really takes away the stakes of everything. And then, but then even before Loki ruined everything, I mean, there was character assassinations galore. Look at Wanda, dude. They made her a terrorist. She enslaved an entire city. Like, even to a point where these people were looking at her going, we'd rather be dead.
Right. No, man, you bring up some good points, man. Like I said, I wrote a couple of things that I'm going to go back and check.
Yeah. I really like the first couple of episodes of Wanda. I pushed through Falcon and the Winter Soldier just because, like I said, Civil War is one of my favorite ones. Winter Soldier has a ton of problems, but I still like the aesthetic. I enjoy the movie. One of my favorite ones. Oof, but I don't know, man. I almost said Captain Falcon. That movie actually pissed me off more than any of them. And like Loki was just kind of like the one where I just walked in and I was apathetic. I'm just like, I'm done. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm done. I gave up.
But what was it exactly the part from Endgame that you really like turned you off completely?
The lack of payoffs. People are like, "Are you kidding? There was all these great moments," and I go, "Yeah, a lot of them weren't earned." The time stuff is insane, like the time travel shit.
Yeah, I
It's
fast forward that
so
part. No,
yeah,
no.
it's so bad, and a lot of people do. They could just,
Yeah.
but it's like, but that's where all the character stuff is. Like, who would have even thought you'd travel back to Thor 2 and watch Thor have a conversation with his mom, or like, you know, like, and Thanos isn't Thanos. Like, he just turns into evil villain. Like, he was so like poignant, and man, what happened to the prophecy stuff that like him and Tony had? Like, they were stuck in each other's minds for years. He had PTSD in Iron Man 3, and that's not even a good movie, but there was never payoff. There was never a payoff for that.
I hear what you're saying.
You know me, never got that. Didn't get anything from Civil War. Forgot about Sharon. Cap, not only would Cap not go back in time and stay with Peggy, he'd go see her. But I watched Agent Carter, which I think got fucking terribly canceled way too early, which was a good show. It's
You only
better
had
than
2
Agents of
seasons,
S.H.I.E.L.D..
though.
I think it only got like one.
Didn't
But-
it have 2 seasons?
Well, it was
Or
better.
I never
watched
watched
me
it
some-
like that too.
Yeah, I watched me some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but man, Agent Petty Carter, it's way better. It was way better. I enjoyed it. And based on the movie and based on the show, Peggy would have never, ever let Steve do that. No way. No way. She already knows he's willing to give his life to be a hero. It's what he does. It's who he is. They would have had their dance, and she would have went, all right, you got to go. Because otherwise now he's responsible for 9/11. He's responsible for all these things to not help. And then not only that, Isaiah comes out of nowhere. So where are all these super soldiers? Like, it's so...
I'm glad you brought up Isaiah, right? Because you know, and Black
he ripped
Widow,
off
right?
Bucky's arm, by the way. Thank you for that retcon.
But and Black Widow, right? You know how the Red Guardian keeps saying how he fought with Captain America, but the timeline there, it doesn't even make any sense. So I'm actually thinking, was he talking about the same Captain America, or was he talking about, you know, the Black Captain America?
Oh, Sam.
Not Sam.
Oh, Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, no, because he was in prison before the 80s. He was a communist. Don't forget, he was for the Red Russians. So, no, that wouldn't have worked time-wise. Damn, dude. I'm just, and like don't even get me started with fucking Black Widow. Like, I really don't even feel like I need to get there because of the side fact that we barely get anything about the Red Room. That's an actual payoff. We don't. And then Task Mistress, man, way to fuck up.
I didn't have a problem with her. I didn't have a problem that they race bended, because to me, Taskmaster, he's like a C-rated version. He's like a C-rated version of Deathstroke. I mean, he's not as important as Deathstroke is in DC. Not to me, is.
Well, I'd make the argument that that's your opinion. You know, Iron Man was considered a C-list hero.
I agree with
and
you.
he
1000%.
and he started this whole thing off. So why couldn't he be the next Loki?
Okay, I'm just saying,
because
right
the
now,
guy can take over other, like, well, the guy. I'm gonna say the guy because it was a guy who actually did everything, and then they just CGI'd a chick's face on him. But my thing is that Taskmaster just has a cool ability. He could have been fighting a bunch of Avengers. Like, and everybody expected the Black Widow thing before we saw the trailers, of course. We all assumed this was going to be the Budapest story. Like, that's what we all thought or hoped for, if I may. Which, let's be fair, should have happened either right before the first Avengers or right after the first Avengers. We should have gotten a Black Widow Budapest story with her and Hawkeye, and then you could have put Taskmaster there, and it would have made sense because he's fighting bow and arrows and fighting, and maybe even throw like Cap in there, have him fight all the human dudes.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying what you're saying about the whole. That's the storyline we should have gotten.
Well, easily because everybody cared about that.
Yeah, because of the references that they kept saying, right?
But that's why we didn't get it. It's because they needed the new Black Widow that nobody's gonna watch and nobody cares about.
Maybe true. Maybe true.
That's where I'm at. I'm sorry. Like Taskmaster, the reveal was lame and the fights were lame, especially knowing that like Taskmaster's thing is like fighting other people. Like they just didn't utilize it.
His power
his
is photographic reflexes. That's the name of the power.
Because you just go, it's like, what?
Oh,
that makes you Black Panther because you went like, come on.
I'm not
Watch
saying
Civil War again. He's awesome.
I'm not saying that fight scene, but I'm saying overall fighting and in the movie is the best choreographed fighting that we've gotten so far.
Well, I'll definitely 100% disagree on that. Go back to Civil War and watch the 3-on fight with Bucky, Cap, and Tony.
Yeah.
That's the best fight.
But that's only
MCU.
one.
Well, that's the best fight in the MCU.
We've had absolutely, it's one of the best. But as an overall movie and all the fighting scenes, it was well choreographed. I'm curious to see what Shang-Chi is going to bring because I think that's going to top.
Oh, that'll be awful. That's going to be awful.
You think so?
Yeah. You ever heard of Iron Fist?
Two different shows, bro. Two different shows.
Yeah, because Marvel's fucking nailing it right now. Look, I understand I'm very poo-poo on it. It's just a lot of stuff is that like I understand it's pretty. I understand the acting is good, but like I keep talking about after 10 years with these characters, the character moments are the best part. That's why people like Infinity War. They like the jokes. They like all the jokes because we know all the characters and these really cool moments happen. And you go, oh, get lost, Squidward, like shit like that. Or like, oh, I'm going to take care of him, Mr. Star. You're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. Like shit like that. That's the stuff people remember. And we're not getting it anymore. Like Bucky. Oh, man. Remember how his whole thing about how his brainwashing is like this big thing that happened to him over like decades.
Mm-hmm.
How do we resolve that? In a 30-second montage where he stared at a fire and cried like a bitch. It's the exact same thing they did to Loki. It's because they can't be fucking arsed. That would have been a movie in itself, dude. Watching Bucky and the Dora Milaje trying to teach him how to control his anger. It's fucking insane. What a waste. It could have been what a waste. What a waste of a character. And Bucky's always being wasted. It's fucking hilarious to watch. It's fucking embarrassing. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. like man, I just don't want to be super mean, but like I've been out since Endgame and I've been hoping. I enjoyed Far From Home for the most part, but that whole bar scene and the reveal with Mysterio was fucking retarded.
I agree.
But I think Mysterio is one of the better villains in that series to me.
Yes.
I will agree.
Comic book accurate, yes.
I will agree. Not only is his costume badass, I actually thought Jake Gyllenhaal did a great job. And also, I'm actually butthurt that the reveal happened in that film. I think we could have used one film of him actually being a hero and then betraying him because I was actually enjoying him as a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he turns into the comic silly villain in the bar standing up like fucking Gaston, which makes no sense because Peter was wearing his costume without his mask. He was just on the TV. It's fucking embarrassing. It's really, really embarrassing. But I will say, at least
what is embarrassing? What are you? I'm missing. What is embarrassing?
The writing. Whoever wrote that, you should be embarrassed. And like editors and directors, it's like you just didn't sit there for 1 second.
They're
embarrassed. This doesn't make sense.
They're embarrassed until they see that first
the paycheck.
Here
comes the paycheck. Okay. Yeah, cool. You know the thing, the movie The Thing didn't make a ton of money. Did you know that Blade Runner was a box office bomb? Did you know Boondock Saints was a box office bomb? Did you know that Firefly got canceled after one season? I don't care about the money. I care about the longevity. That's just where I'm at. It's where I've always been. It's where I've always been. Things that stand the test of time. And the reason why I think you've noticed, sir, that I keep asking the same question. Did you care about what came before at all? Do you think about anything while you're watching it that came before? Or are you just excited when they say a name or do something and you're excited for the next thing?
Okay, this is what it is.
That's what you're doing. And
Okay,
that is my issue.
You and I and a lot of people are totally different. Especially,
absolutely.
I'm gonna use you and I because
absolutely.
because I think if you go to somewhere, this is me, not John.
Sure.
This is Danny.
Sure.
When you go to a movie, I'm mainly going because one, I'm familiar with the property. Two, is a childhood. This is something I really thought I would never really see in movies because I don't know. I was like, what, 8 years old when the first Spider-Man came out, which was super cheesy. When I look at it, doesn't hold up well.
Oh yeah.
But now that I see all this incredible stuff they can do, and what blows my mind in the Spider-Man series is the end scene when he's doing this swinging through the city. I think that is a beautiful thing. I was like, damn, this actually looks like the thing I've seen on cartoons. Yeah. I go for escapism. I go to just, get into it. When I start breaking stuff down and this becomes work, to me, it takes out some of the enjoyment of it. And I don't want to get to the place where I go to a theater and I'm worried about, is this film shot right? Did this thing match up with this? Well, is this cinematology this? Or did he write himself into a corner? Did he just, because then I'm going to lose some of my love for it. And I don't want to do that. Sure. Because the points you made today, I can't sit here and argue. They make sense. I listened to you about the secret talent and all that stuff. But if I think about it like that in the way that you do, it will steal away some of my enjoyment. And I don't want that.
Well,
last thing, I don't want to be criticized like some people saying, you're gonna turn your brain off to enjoy it. No, I don't have to turn my brain off. I just don't have to go into a theater and psychoanalyze something that is not real. If this movie was fiction,
that's when they label you as a normie.
Well, okay. I'm gonna be a normie then. Now, this is something.
There's nothing wrong with being a normie.
Let's just say this is something about George Washington, and they go in there and they say, "Well, George Washington went to France and he did this, and he did that, and he never."
How dare you? He had wooden teeth. How'd you not know?
Then I would say, okay, now that ain't right because something that's based on true life history. Then I feel that that passion that you have for that energy, that zest. But no, that didn't happen like that. That didn't happen. But this at the end of the day, this is fantasy stuff, and I know that that is important to people. That stuff is canon. That people that make this stuff maintain the rules. I'm going to say this for the 2 millionth time. We don't own these properties. So if the owner of these properties wants to change Spider-Man to a fucking purple suit, we may not like it, but we have to deal with it because at the end of the day, he or she is the owner of that said property.
Man, so I'd love you to meet Eric. I would die for you to have a conversation with Eric July. But so just to cover a couple of those, and I understand the idea of just wanting escapism, like I'll just fuck off, do that. I would make the argument with a lot of people, we don't even feel like we're getting the escapism anymore because there are, you can tell, agendas with swapping, with things like that, with a lot of the dialogue.
Well, I'm about to say a hot take. Well, the only people I really see complaining about this agenda,
I'm just saying, but that's one.
White Caucasian males.
But I'm not gonna
be white Caucasian males.
No, gingers. Almost every ginger, either redhead woman or guy, has been turned into a black person, including Cruella.
No, I'm talking about the ones that talk about all these agendas.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That is
Did you just say including Cruella?
Yeah. Panita's owner, she's black. She's a black woman now, even though she was a redhead in the cartoon. Yeah. See, and Ariel, same.
Does that really
Iris West?
Okay, let me ask you this. Yeah. When you saw the first Daredevil and you saw I'm an outlaw, quick on the draw, and you look and you see it's Michael Clark Duncan instead of whatever white guy.
I loved him. I thought he was great.
Okay. So I'm saying, and when you saw the ancient one, were you pissed off because she was the old white lady?
No, I didn't care.
Yeah. Okay, that's the same way I feel about most of these things. I don't care.
Well,
like everybody about 2 months ago had their panties in a bunch. I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you talk about Black Superman. I don't give a shit about no Black Superman.
That's a little different. That's a little different.
The only thing that would
It's
make
a little different. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you. The only thing that would make it a little bit, I would agree with him if they come out and he's Clark Kent. But if it's somebody else, Calvin Ellis or whatever name,
Literally,
he
Michael
comes
B.
here,
Jordan said that, and I agree with him.
I
Do
don't
Kevin
care.
Ellis. Why not? Why not? You had the story. Just do it. And but again, it's not so much that it's happening, it's that it's a pattern. That's the problem. As you can tell, they're not doing it because they're picking the best person. They're just doing it because they want to do it. That's the point. They're ticking boxes now. They're not. Go back and watch Aliens. Vasquez is a white chicken brown face, and she's one of the coolest characters in the movie.
Vasquez,
there you go.
Brown face?
Yeah.
Brown face.
You ever see Terminator 2?
Mm-hmm.
You know the mom, like the curly-haired mom
Mm-hmm.
that stabs the dude in the mouth? Yeah, that's Vasquez.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because James Cameron loved that actress. So they brown-faced her, and she's amazing.
That is true.
So she's a great character. And not only did I do that, but I also love a female character. Oh my God. I know, right?
Yeah.
But then, like I've loved Danny Glover my entire life because Lethal Weapon is fucking incredible.
100%.
One
of the best trilogy movies ever.
I'm just Carl Weathers. Are you kidding me? This whole idea of like the fact that there isn't diversity, that's all made up. It's just made up. And I'm sick of that. And it's because you just don't watch movies before 2015.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And let's see if it's true. Or are we on the same page?
Sure.
Is it true that for the past 30, 40, maybe 50 years, that predominantly white males, white actors and actresses have been pretty much given all the good roles?
Well, you say good roles.
Well,
I think that's a loaded question.
Majority of the roles.
Majority, yeah, because I think it reflects the population. Okay. And it's really funny because I feel like we don't have this conversation about Bollywood. We don't have this conversation about Chinese cinema. We don't have this conversation about Korean cinema. I don't know why Hollywood.
I can tell you why I don't have it, because I don't give a shit about their mother, because it's not my demographic.
It's not my and it's not my first thing. But also,
I'm pretty sure in those countries they have these same topic. We just don't see it because you're not there, or we're not plugged into whatever demographic you're talking about.
Do you know one of the first Oscars that a actor or actress that won that was a black person? Do you remember the first one?
Wasn't it Sidney Poitier?
Sidney Poitier there?
Well, there was a lady in Gone with the Wind who actually won for a Best Supporting Actress back in the day.
I've heard the lady that played Miss Mamie or whatever, Mammy. I can't think of her name.
And they're calling that a problematic film, which I'm like, things are period pieces. Like, people get really pissed off when Quentin Tarantino has Leonardo DiCaprio screaming the N-word all over the place with Sam Jackson and fucking Jamie Foxx, but yet Gone with the Wind is like an actual classic in a period piece. Like, people are making up this outrage, and it blows my mind.
Now you're touching into cancel culture.
You're talking about cancel culture.
Well, no, I'm just talking about culture in general. Is the idea? I think everybody thinks culture didn't exist before day that they did one. Easy. Let me put it this way: who was one of the most prolific actors in the '90s? Had some of the biggest budget hits in the world.
The 90s?
Will Smith.
In the '90s.
Will Smith.
Tom Cruise.
Sure, Tom Cruise, but Will Smith. Look at Men in Black. Awesome. Independence Day. Awesome. Bad Boys. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he was in the show. You could go with Wesley Snipes. How many movies was he in? Don Cheadle doing Hotel Rwanda. Fucking Terrence Howard. Denzel Washington is considered one of the best actors in the entire universe. This shit is made up, and I'm really tired of people talking about it.
What is made up?
I'm really tired of it. This idea that everybody's underrepresented, it's absolutely horseshit. Pay attention to the stories that are being told. When you are in a European Beauty and the Beast French thing, I'm sorry that we're picking the demographics. Not a lot of Black Norse gods. Gonna throw it out there. Gotta throw it out there. But we still got Heimdall. And I didn't have a problem with it. Because fucking everybody loves Idris Elba. He's Black Superman. Like he's like it's so fucking silly to me. It's so silly.
I'm not going to use the
tired
word silly, and you can be tired of that. But I do think
I'm just tired of the conversation because I don't think it's true. I think it's a lie.
I think
Antonio Banderas, dude. Like,
no, he's Spanish.
That's thank you.
He's Spanish. But, he is white.
Have you heard of minorities? He's
not
white.
Minority. He's not a visible minority.
He's Spanish, and you're like, well, he's white.
He's white.
He's just not.
I'm
dark
Spanish. I'm white. You would have never known I was Spanish.
Yeah. Did you know I'm Mexican?
See, you're pretty white for a Mexican.
You think? Because I don't. Because my German comes out when I don't go out in the sun,
brother.
Because my German comes out when I don't go in the sun.
There you go.
Like,
right? But that's the thing.
But I never I didn't love Will Smith's character in Men in Black because he looked like me. I didn't love Blade because he looked like me. I didn't love John Q because he looked like me. And fuck me, dude. Like it's just so silly. I don't know. Maybe I
think it may be silly for the viewer, but it may not be silly for the artist because sometimes they pigeonhole into the same kind of, and I'm not only just saying black.
Sure.
I'm saying whites, whatever. They're pigeonholed into those same things. So for their point of view, it could be frustrating because there was a time when all you could see, and I go up to this time now, black actors were pimps, some kind of drug dealer or something like this. The first cool black man actor, lead man I can remember was Shaft. And he still had a cool edge to him.
Meteor Man, Blank Man, Bill Cosby. Remember Ghost Dad?
No.
Come on, Ghost Dad was great.
Listen to me. Shaft came out before all that. I'm older than you, sir. I'm almost 20 years older than you. I'm saying the first one I remember.
Blazing Saddles?
That's a great movie.
Shaft came out before all of that, sir. I'm saying the first movie,
the first Shaft, the original
man the original
Shaft. The TV show. You're not
like Richard Roundtree. I'm not talking about Samuel Jackson.
The one who plays the grandfather.
I wasn't even going to go Samuel Jackson. I was going to go even.
He's in the remakes as the
he
showed up.
The granddad.
Oh my god, the newest one.
That was the original cool black man for me. I'm just saying. We as the fan, I agree with you. But the artist that's trying to get work, maybe the Black Superman will be this up and coming artist breakout. But because this cancel culture and people that's not my this, that's not my that, it may hinder that person from getting in a breakout role. That's the only part I'm saying about this. But I totally agree, cancel culture is out of control. Somebody needs to do it.
I didn't even bring up cancel culture. I'm not.
Well, we're bringing it up, and the fact you did bring up something about the stuff like Disney is changing all their movies because of the.
Well, yeah, but that's not cancel culture. That's tokenization, is what that is.
Well, I think it's in the same neighborhood.
Mm.
Somebody saw that like, oh shit, I'm offended now. How the hell are you gonna be offended by something that happened 30 years ago?
Well, you're not necessarily offended. You're more just like, well, I'm just not gonna go watch it because it's not because you're taking a thing I don't. You're taking a thing that I like and it doesn't look good and I don't care.
What sense?
Because it doesn't even feel like you attempted.
What sense does it make to take?
Like, look at the Eternals. That looks embarrassing.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. That's exactly what I'm gonna bring up.
What sense does it make to take that?
What do you mean?
Pepe Le Pew.
Take it down?
They took it down. They canceled it.
Oh yeah, no, that's so not the same conversation, which we know is dumb because Looney Tunes, like that was a big thing. It's because it's an adult. It has it has symphonic stuff in it, and they remove guns for God's sake. That is left side agenda shit.
They're saying that
what's happening. That's not the same thing that I'm talking about.
This character portrayed like he's trying to harass the cat and all this kind of stuff. Kids ain't seeing that. They're not putting that together.
That's what I get. There's a difference between retroactively going back and saying this movie is problematic. You can't see it. It's like, no, that's what parents are for.
Well, they're doing a lot of that to the Disney movies.
Well, that's
Song of the South. Did I hear something about Lady
Which
in
I'm
the
sorry, I
Tramp?
love that song.
Yeah,
that
they're
he's
putting
posting
they're
right
putting warnings and they're putting them in the adult section of the Disney Plus
And I can live
libraries.
I can live with that because again, it's still at the end of the day, if your kids want to see it or do whatever, get a physical copy. I've always told people buy physical media. If you think digital's the way to go, you're a fool. 100%. And I've always held this stance. But there's a difference between going back and saying, well, this is problematic, and taking something that's mainstream and people want just redone. And then it's almost like you're doing it maliciously. And I'll tell everybody, I think the minute it happened was The Last Jedi. It was one of those moments where you just saw them do the complete opposite of what everyone wanted. And it was almost malicious. And then you get things like Dark Fate. And then you get things like, well, I mean, Endgame. But my whole thing is that it feels like they're actively trying not to, like, they want to make it mainstream when it's not mainstream yet. And it feels really malicious and kind of lame. You know, like, again, it's one of those things where you're not kowtowing to the people who made it famous in the first place, that made it special. And people are like, oh, you don't like adaptations? Didn't say that. That's a straw man, because I love The Wiz.
Mm-hmm.
I love, there's a Brandy. Oh my God, Jason Alexander, what are you doing? But like Whoopi Goldberg and like Brandy did a Cinderella that I watched like more times than I should tell
You
people.
want to admit?
But like, you know, Princess and the Frog felt a little racist to me, but it was kind of funny.
I can tell you, I done seen Maleficent, however you pronounce it.
Oh yeah.
I done seen that shit about 3 or 4 times.
And yeah, and to be honest, if I watch that, I'm just watching because Angelina Jolie's hot as fuck. But like, you know, I don't know. I've just never looked at anything in necessarily the lens of race. It was more the motive behind it. It's kind of like how I talk about words. An insult from a friend is fine. An insult with malicious intent behind it, that's my problem. Somebody called somebody.
Don't you ever come to the South then?
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, like let me put it this way. In Australia, or you go to the UK, you use the C word.
Mm-hmm.
CUNT. They don't care. It's almost like a term of endearment. You say it here, they'll fucking drag you behind a truck.
Mm-hmm.
A woman will knock your teeth out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just a standards thing, and everybody's a little different. I'm just saying that you're noticing a trend. It's not so much that it's happening, it's that it seems like it's happening on purpose, if that makes sense. Like, that's the goal. It's not, we're not writing the story and getting Denzel Washington for the Magnificent Seven. You know what I mean? Anton Fuqua remaking Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington as the lead. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm there. But like, you know, some people got fucking pissed off about Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. That's a fucking brilliant film. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So it's a conversation that I don't think needs to be had, but sadly, the world wants us to be forced to have it now, and I'm tired of it.
I think it needs to be had in some circles, maybe not all circles.
Sure.
Some circles it has to be in order to push progress. Anyway,
yeah,
we're going to talk about 2 more topics. We got about 20 more minutes left. I want to cut off at the 2-hour mark. 2 movies that me and Guy Scar have already watched. See what you think about them. See if you watched them. Have you seen? Is it Army of the Dead?
Oh no. Yeah.
So what is your take on that? Try to narrow it down to 10 minutes or less. I want to talk
easy. I know it's like, it's something I say all the time. I promise I actually do like stuff. I legitimately think it's one of the worst films I've ever seen. General. No, there's actually even like technical problems that I can't stand. Like, things are out of focus, music's really bad, it's just ugly to look at, the acting's really not great. The zombies make no sense at all in any way. And
I
the
will
one
give you, I
Oh,
will
sorry.
give you the zombie having a baby. That was a little.
That was weird. Zombie abortion
like,
or
wow, what the hell is this?
But to be fair, that was the second time that's happened. Don't forget there was Zombie Baby in the Dawn of the Dead remake that James Gunn wrote that Zack Snyder directed.
I've
So-
never seen it.
Mm.
I'm not a zombie. I'm not a zombie. A movie
Not a good film.
lover.
Yeah, I heard
Only
about
reason,
that.
only reason I watched this was because Guy Scar.
Oh, it's
told me
fuck.
about
It's
it, and I was,
it's
and I thought it was
fucking
good. I
Ooh.
thought it was good. I'm not saying the great. I'm not saying great. I'm saying
I love the fact that the
I'm
world
saying I was
ended.
entertained.
I love the fact that the world ended because a dude got roadhead, and apparently the army is fucking inefficient to see one car out in the middle of the desert. And then they don't even know what the cargo is. That completely ruins the entire thing. And all of these military guys unload 1 billion bullets into this dude, and then he dies by a pistol at the end of the film. Fuck this film. fuck this film.
My
It's so
favorite-
stupid.
Shoot,
Dude.
my
It's so
favorite part was
stupid.
that that fucking tiger, man. That
There was
zombie
no
tiger.
payoff. I thought that was gonna be cool.
Shit, he eat the fuck out that sucker.
He just ate a dude. Like, I thought like 4 people were gonna have to like fight it off or something. I thought Dave Bautista was gonna wrestle it like a bear. That's
And
what
then
I expected, but nothing happened. All he did
Now,
was they
I
took a
will
dude
say, stupid.
and
That
ate him.
old boy got bit at the end and didn't instantly change.
That's
he-
insane.
He on the
It took
plane. So
forever.
That makes no sense, by the way.
Yeah.
Also, how'd you get out of the vault? Also, how'd you get out of the town? Also, who cares about all that? Also, it's like
they had.
I gotta go back to
the.
the I gotta go
they-
back to the tiger. I gotta
they
go
had-
back to the tiger because the only reason why I remember is because of the stupid storyline with the guy who took the head because that was more
I
money.
know where you're going.
Why did he turn on everybody? We could have all just been friends. I could have taken the head. The head was mine. The money's yours. Let's get the fuck out of here. I don't know why he turned on. They just needed somebody to be evil. And then my favorite is, why did the guy who owned the safe not give them the combination? Did it change every 5 minutes? Because it couldn't have, because if he was putting the marks on the thingy, that can't be true. So why wouldn't the guy who sent him give him the thing? You don't need a safe cracker. Just give me the code, you dipshit. It's your vault.
It
And
had
why
some problems.
Why wouldn't you
I-
tell me what the
It had a lot of
traps
problems.
are?
It
What
was
is-
entertaining, but it had a lot of problems.
Another problem too was how they get the zombie to walk and trip the traps.
That was funny as fuck, but it was so
I was
stupid.
like, okay, why is this zombie? And then he had the hand like lead him to eat it like a carrot dangling.
Well, and they kept using the elevator.
Yeah.
How'd that work? Yeah, you know, you just
But
randomly.
again, I'm gonna defend this movie because I went there like I can tell you I don't like the movies. I would have like, man, I don't want to see this shit. But somebody who opinion I trusted to, and I was entertained. Now, would I go spend money to go see the theater? No, but I was in it. I was like, okay, this shit it's kind of crazy. That I didn't understand the damn how some of the zombies were robots and shit. I don't know how the hell that shit happened. But
They
it
weren't
was
like
entertaining.
robots. They were like super ones.
They were fucking cyborgs. They like the eyes was orange or red or something.
Blue. They turned blue because they're like the super ones, but that nothing fucking comes from that. And
No,
then
I thought he shot one, and one of them had like wiring and stuff in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, one was like a robot. Go back and watch it again. He was like a robot.
no, I'm never.
Cyborg.
I'm never gonna
Can I
watch
tell
it.
you, there is one thing that was like a really, really cool idea. And it really annoys the shit out of me that they never paid it off. The idea that because especially because it's in Vegas, it's the desert, it's all dry and all the silly stuff. They talked about how the rain would reconstitute the dead bodies and bring them back.
Mm.
They only talked about it. They never did it. That could have been such a cool scene.
That was kind of like how they were in that inside that warehouse. They had to walk through them, and
I saw that scene before. It was better in I Am Legend with Will Smith, by the way. It was way better with him and Sam when he was trying to do.
I wish we got another movie of I Am Legend, right?
I enjoyed I Am Legend, you know, and I recommend it to people if you're ever bored. Listen to the audiobook. It's 100 times different. It is so completely different. Essentially, the spoiler is, quote unquote, that Will Smith's character could potentially be the monster.
Mm-hmm.
What movie was that again?
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
I believe the book is called Omega Man, I think. Or something
I don't know what the book was called.
Yeah, no.
Never seen
the book. Get the audiobook. It's amazing.
You said Will Smith is the monster?
The character that's kind of insinuated. It's really interesting. It's nothing like the movie. And yeah, I totally recommend it. If you get bored, get the audiobook. It's great. It's absolutely good. And World War Z, since we were talking about zombies.
Yeah, World War Z was good.
The Max Brooks book it's insane. It's got like Mark Hamill, Nathan.
You're talking about the book or the movie? World War Z.
The audiobook for World War Z. The movie's passable, but trust me, if you really like the book, that movie does not suffice like at all, because it's not even close. It's not even close. So I totally recommend the book because you get a lot of good voice actors. Like I said, Mark Hamill, Nathan Fillion, like Rob Reiner, a bunch of other people. They all pop in, and it's really good, dude. Like really good.
Like really, really, really good.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I used to fall asleep to it, and I even had nightmares. And I was like, "Fuck it, I don't care."
Serious?
Oh, the voice acting is so good that it's. I'm just like, oh, I'm in love. I'm in love with it. Yeah, Max Brooks, and they even give you like some DLC, if you will, like extra chapters and stuff. Totally recommend it, and especially if you sign up. I don't mean to plug. I mean, Danny's not sponsored by him, but like, yeah, some people, I believe, if you sign up for Audible for the first time, you get like a free book or something.
Yes.
I absolutely use it for World War Z. I am telling you, it will be one of the most. It's such a nerd book. I love it. I love it.
I have so many audiobooks I still haven't listened to.
Yeah, if you like zombie shit, I'm telling you, and if you haven't heard it, you have missed out. You have,
because it does the whole like the environmental sounds, right? So if they're in a scene where there's zombie noises, you'll hear the zombie noises echoing.
It's actually not even like that. Like they kind of almost do that, but it's just like the actors are so good. Because like there's like,
is it voiced by the same person reading it? Does he change, the person changes their voices in order to do all the characters?
Oh, you'll love this. This is what's the best part about it. So essentially what it is the zombie apocalypse is happening. Mm-hmm. And then based on the chapter, it's either how it started or where we are like a couple of years later. And then even like, oh, well, we've been doing this for 5-10 years. We're getting better at it, but it's still a problem. Right. And we're getting it from the perspective of all these different characters. So like Mark Hamill's this gruff general who's been at the Alamo for, months. And the whole point is that we're just tired. We're standing at the end and they just keep coming. We light them on fire. They just keep coming. They don't slow down. We're tired. We're hungry, but they just keep coming. And that's the thing. They're not fast. They're none of that. Another good one is like, I can't remember the lady it's probably my favorite story. There's this pilot who her helicopter goes down or something, and she parachutes down, she gets a little fucked up and is able to get on top of a car, and she's trying to fend off zombies for a bit and like make her way around and just trying to figure out how to survive the night. It's fucking good. It's so good. But then Max Brooks, who wrote it, he reads like the epilogue stuff, and the point is he's like a reporter going and talking to all of these people, recounting the events because the war's already happened.
Okay.
And they're still kind of in the middle of it. So it's so dope. It's really hard to explain, but it's unlike any other audiobook I've heard in a really long time. It's really, really, really good.
Let's see, what was the next movie that Danny had for us, or had for you?
We did Army of the Dead, and then what was
here's
this?
There's the other one.
It is the Tomorrow War.
Ooh, no, I didn't see that one. So I am very curious, boys. What do you think?
I think it's the best movie I've seen on a streaming service so far this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things. I heard the time travel stuff is wonky, but I mean, come on.
At this point, they explain it
Very simple.
Well, I know they explain it, but like
no, but I'm saying it's kind of like if you believe that the flux capacitor was created and at 88 miles an hour it shoots blah 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 and shoots into the future, then this right here ain't even that complicated. It's basically without going into alien force comes in and they about at the brink of extinction on what they consider themselves to go back in the past and recruit people.
Yeah, they conscript a bunch of people for a war and they bring them in. Because my issue is that you're taking them into the future, so you're already changing the past. That seems strange.
They talk about that.
They do.
I'm not going to spoil it because you haven't.
But what I gotta say is that
then they do a specific thing that will take care of it, unless they find whatever it is to kill them. So
you're talking about the grandfather paradox, right?
Yeah.
So they address that.
Well, they just say paradox. I mean,
yeah, but they address that. So the way they go about it, you're like, so it doesn't really.
Let me put it this way. This might give you a nice peek into my evil brain. I understand the movie said it. That doesn't give you the okay. That's the moment where you got to go, I don't give a shit. I'm just enjoying the fighting because I got to say, they're like, oh, paradox. It's like, you've already created like 50 paradoxes because you've come back. Like, that's it. You're done. Like, it doesn't even matter. And I make the argument. It's just like, well, why are you taking the future to fight them now that you have all the knowledge? There's only 5,000 of you. Isn't that what they say? I think it's like 5,000, 50,000, 500,000 humans left or something. It's a 5.
The exact number. Yeah.
I just remember it was a 5. So just for the sake of it, I'll say 500,000 humans left on the entire planet. Not much.
I suggest you watch it because, like Danny said, for me, it was one of the best movies that has come out so far.
I've heard nothing but good things, and I'll say Chris Pratt can carry a fucking shitty script. I'll tell you. Yeah. I hate Jurassic World. I think it's garbage, but I'll watch it because he's in watching. That's pretty much it. I'll never watch it again, but like,
you'll give it your time.
I'll give it a pass. I'll be like, that was fine. I can live with it. I love Chris Pratt. I think I'm a huge Parks and Rec fan.
Do you have children, John?
Me? No. Hell no. Have you seen me?
He's his own child.
If you have children,
right?
This will really touch you because it's a father's movie.
Yeah, I love father-son stuff. I'm an army brat, so like my dad and I didn't have the relationship that like I always wanted. So it's kind of one of those things that kind of touches my heart a little bit. I always like I'm a big bitch. I cry at the end of Click every single time. The Adam Sandler movie.
Hey.
when he's dying under the umbrella. Oh God, I cry every time.
Have you seen Fatherhood?
Armageddon. Armageddon's one of my favorite disaster movies ever made, all time.
I agree on you on that one.
Have you seen Fatherhood with Kevin Hart?
No, but that looked really good.
It is good.
It was filmed here in Montreal, actually.
That's a Netflix original, right?
Yep.
Man,
yeah, that looked really good. And he did the what was it called? Like Upward or something. It was him and Bryan Cranston. That looked fucking awesome too. He was like a caretaker. He was like a caretaker for Bryan Cranston.
That was based on a true story.
Yeah, well, and actually, it's a remake of I think it's a French film, which I've heard is better. But I like Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart, so I really kind of want to watch it. And it's neat to watch Kevin Hart actually act.
What was the name of that, Danny?
It's called The Upside or something.
The Upside, yes, that's right. Yeah. There's a French version and the Kevin Hart version. I recommend both.
Usually, to me now, the American version is better because
it looks good.
Because you see, like I don't like the original. What's the thing with Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo?
Shit, that was
He's
I
a
heard
bank
Pierce
ro-
Brosnan, and I'm just like, I love Goldeneye.
No, it's shit. Is that the one that?
the Thomas Crown Affair.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
The thief one, yeah.
Yeah. The original sucks. It's a bank robbery, and I think it stars who's a big actor back then.
Oh, I can't help you now, but
Paul
man,
Newman, maybe. What Paul
Newman?
He was
fucking
some-
Thomas Crown Affair.
Thomas Crown.
Yeah,
Have to
fuck
check
me,
that
dude.
out.
What a good
Yeah,
movie.
that was a good movie. Yeah.
I never thought I'd hear that fucking title today. That came out of nowhere. Remember how we started in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and now we're talking about fucking Thomas Crown Affair? What a great
1999.
conversation. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
You get a
Man.
5-minute warning, people. 5-minute warning. And we're gonna cut off at 2 hours because I got.
Well, I'm actually very sweaty.
Okay.
And my cat is freaking out in the other room. So I'm actually gonna bail out.
Okay.
But
Well,
man, thanks for having me on. I know
Yeah.
I can be a bit of a pill, but I
was-
appreciate you
yeah.
having me on, man.
It was a good conversation, bro. Like it's been a while, so we'll try to do this
Yeah.
at least once or twice a month. Are you gonna watch Stargirl? That
You
comes on,
know, I want
wanna
to
think-
I
wanna
want to
think, like,
say
next
no.
week.
I want to say no so bad, but
Have you been watching Superman and Lois?
no.
Oh.
I watched the first episode.
Better watch it,
And
bro. It is so
I
much
just
better.
feel like it's gonna get bad. I'm so worried.
It's not.
I
It
have
is a
told-
twist. It is a twist I've never seen or heard of in any Superman. Lois.
I have told everybody since the first time I saw him in Supergirl, which is a terrible show. Supergirl is awful, terrible, no good, very bad. The minute Tyler showed up, I'm like, what a fucking great Superman. I liked him since day one. I'm like, this is Dean Cain all over again.
Only thing I don't like is that puffed up suit, man. He's Superman. You can see that the muscles.
Yeah, I wish they.
don't-
You know,
Yeah.
honestly, if they were gonna go goofy like that, I wish they would have stuck with the regular one and not try to give him the Henry Cavill one.
Yeah.
Because I liked the goofy one because it kind of reminded me of Shazam, and I think it would have been easier for everyone to swallow, and it was kind of fun.
But
But
hey,
I'm
have
sorry-
you seen Zachary Levi? Because
in the new
He's
one,
buffed up. He's buffed
the
up.
Rock looks like a monster, so I'm
Bro,
pretty sure he
those
done
suits-
buffed up too.
those suits
Well-
look dope.
Well, Rock's
Yep.
suit is basically a thin fabric.
I know,
And
right?
Levi has all the padding in it, right? Even though he's buffed up a bit.
Yeah, God gave him the padding. It's fine.
Jesus, man.
No, but like I saw that scene. Man, my favorite scene in the world was when they recreated the whole Action Comics where he grabbed the Green Beetle and then there was a scene with like, oh, nice suit. Thanks. My mom made it for. I was like, oh fuck me, dude. I needed it. I needed it so bad. I need an
It's not-
optimistic Superman. My
it's
goodness,
not bad,
I'm so
bro.
sick of Zack Snyder shit.
No,
I,
I'm telling you, this show, like Danny was talking about it, and then I started watching it, and I just finished watching the 12th episode today, and it was a great episode.
I'm
So,
just-
the
I'm
series
just-
in itself.
I'm just worried that Bill and Ted, the sons, I'm afraid they're gonna take a major role, and I'm just not in the mood for Teen Inks right now.
They did that in the beginning a bit, and
But
then they toned it down
calmed
a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that might help. As for Stargirl, I'm not gonna lie, it makes me sad to admit it. I'm probably gonna watch it out of the nostalgia factor because I watched it with you guys every week. so
It wasn't that bad though.
it was
I remember-
okay. It was
I remember-
definitely better than what the CW was pumping out at the time.
Yeah.
But now it's actually going to the CW, probably getting its budget slashed a little bit and given,
But guess
given
what?
they were trying to do in that
Superman and
big catch.
Lois is on CW, and they are good, bro. Okay, that show is good.
Well, they got the HBO budget for the first time, and now they're kind of losing it. But we'll see. We'll see.
And you-
I'll probably
know
watch
you-
Stargirl just because.
I know you
Just
never
because
watched
you guys-
this, but the last
Yeah.
episode, the last season of Black Lightning is fire. It is fire.
Man, I know I'm gonna watch that at some point because I've just heard nothing but good things. I've nothing but good things.
All right, bro. Well, thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, John.
Yeah, it was
the
nice to
t-shirt
meet you, sir.
T-shirt is fire. I like that.
Hey,
Wanna
well,
rip out gonna rip out anything that's going on your channel? Anything before you go?
Not really. our podcasts we've been doing weekly with Operation Babel. The last 4 we've done are these he called it the series of movies we wish we forgot or something like that. Or were forgotten. We watched Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. We watched a Justice League TV show pilot. We watched Generation X and David Hasselhoff's Nick Fury. So
okay.
So we checked those out. You can pretty much find most of them on YouTube. Or Daily Motion, if you want to watch them. They were kind of cute. They were kind of fun. Just crappy 90s superhero pilots that came out to about an hour and 20 minutes a piece. And had a good time. It was fun. So that's pretty much it.
All right, boss. Like I said, I appreciate it, man. And we'll do this again.
Hell yeah.
I'll shoot you the link, man, and we'll jump on in and knock it out.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Bye. Bye, chat. Have a good one.
Later. Before we go, we're just going to give some shout out to people in the chat. Andrew Casali, I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for coming in. LDG, of course, thank you for coming in. I saw Anzo was in earlier. I appreciate it. Maz Mama Bear, I appreciate it. Trying not to miss anybody.
Commander Data.
Commander Data. King David, coming. Samuel. Robert Storms, thank you. I appreciate it. Who else? Master Swag King, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming in. Samuel Stokes, appreciate it. Who else?
Keely Chow, sorry.
You think you're Austinator? What's up, man? Thank you for coming in. Dog, I was going to say the trash of the day. Damn, man. Tell us how you really feel, bro. Commander Data. Eli who? Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. King David. Yeah. Bunch of y'all came in. Stan Vlad. What's up, man? How you doing? Thank you. Wolverine. WRG. Yeah, man. We're gonna wrap it up unless anybody got any kind of questions they want to ask real quickly. But we talked for 2 hours. You guys excited for Invincible season 2 and 3? I definitely want to see what's going on with Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Rob Storm told me about the comic book, so he read it, and I went on, of course, Wikipedia and read a little stuff about it. The show is fire, man. In fact, I think I got an Invincible shirt. I got Omni Man on a T-shirt.
It's true, you do.
Yep. So,
yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it as well. I didn't know about it until on Rob Storm's show that he talked about how he was a crazy fan and he had all the books and stuff on it. Then I just started watching the animation, and it's well done. It's really something I'm looking forward to as well.
Hey, is that our JJ?
Yeah. He changed his name to it's just JJ, yeah.
Like he got a ponytail or something.
I think it's one of his pictures when he was a young buck.
He said, "What's up, Danny? I've been here the whole time, but I've been lurking. Great show. Thank you, man. I appreciate it." Wolverine RWG said, "When do you guys normally stream?" Man, this is an anomaly really on Saturdays now. I just did it because I was kind of because I hadn't streamed since when?
I don't know. Last time you did one on Saturday. Usually you have your square one, right? The sports one on Saturdays.
Man, our sports is falling off. I'm thinking we're gonna pick it back up during football season, but basketball season has been so out of whack. Anzo's lost interest. Roberto lost interest in basketball. And two sports we mainly talk about is basketball and football. I lost a little bit of interest. I'm pissed off at the doggone USA. They lost 2 games back to back. Dream Team never would have done that shit. So I don't want to hear nobody talk about Dream Team would get smoked by these young bucks now. That's bullshit. The Dream Team never lost at least 25, 30 points leads every game. Never lost one game. And now the team now, USA done lost 2 games back to back. So I don't want to hear that. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Other countries are basketball is huge in popularity. I know for Spain, for certain, they have a huge league as well that a lot of NBA ex players or pro players have gone and played in Europe, and a lot of college students that have graduated university that don't crack the NBA, they get contracts overseas as well.
Yep, that's true. Wolverine R WRG says, "Do you guys have IG? I don't. I'm only on Twitter. My Twitter is Instagram. My Twitter handle is at Comet Chats 2. So if you want to send me something on Twitter on my DM, it's at Comet Chats 2. That's with the S.
Yeah, mine's Basco Scenario on Instagram and Basco Scenario on Twitter as well. The Basco Scenario on YouTube. No super chat.
G Major, $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the love, man. His question is, what up, though? Renlayer from Loki is also Terminatrix in comics. Try to kill Kang. Didn't know that. I'm not really familiar with the Terminatrix or Renlayer. I've heard talk that she's his girlfriend or something, wife or something of the sorts. So it'd be interesting to see season 2 exactly what her what is her interest in this game, what is her role in this game. It looks like a lot of chess going on, people making moves and all this kind of stuff. And I guess if you scientists like King is and done made multiple discoveries with different versions of yourselves, that anything is possible. So season 2 definitely should be interesting whenever it comes out. So definitely ready to see that.
Yeah, man.
It's just
I have no idea. I'm not familiar with the whole Loki backstories in books or either. So it wasn't a main character that I followed. The only time I read about him is when he crossed over to a Spider-Man title or the Infinity Stones and stuff like that. That's about it.
I agree. It's just JJ say, yep, this pic was taken about 20 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, man. Looking good, man.
Wolverine WRG said, I would like to talk to you guys about starting up a channel that talks about superhero stuff. Bruh, I can just tell you, just go ahead and do it, man. Some people, I started off with my cell phone. A little cheap light that you can click on the cell phone, and then it just progressed. If you go back and look at some of my earlier stuff, it's crazy now. I didn't have lighting, I didn't have any of that stuff. Well, you don't have to have that sharp, man. All you gotta do is just have the desire. And now they get it like on YouTube. You can. I got some in my couple of videos. Call it Comet Chats Neighborhood, and it's on my phone. You just hit it and record. It's real easy. Upload it. So you don't have to have these mics and lights and stuff, and like some of us have. I know some people. I just get the bare basics. So I got I got a. My computer not really that good. I got all in one, which is crap. I'm ready to upgrade that. Got my mic about $100. Got 2 lights. May I pay $50 for those. Got a camera. I paid $45. I got a regular Nikon, a Canon camera. I paid over $300 for that. Still ain't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I'm in my bedroom today because people running around the house.
Yeah, so. Man, just do it, bro. Go ahead and create the StreamYard account.
Yeah, but he does have one actually. If you go on to the next comment, he writes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
What the hell is this pop-up? You see, my main channel has 5. Shoot, you got more subs than I got, bro. I don't need to be talking to you. My main channel has 5,000 subs and it's reacting to music. But I want to expand to doing like movie reviews. I love superheroes, and I figure I would feel more inclined to make videos. Yeah, bro. One thing I was told, and this is true, you got to do something that you like or you care about. If you don't like it, don't care about it, you may talk about it on a live stream, but don't do a video because you're not going to do your best work. And it'll show sometime how you feel by your emotions and how energetic you talk about it. I kind of talk at a slow cadence But if it's something that I'm really interested by, I'm a little bit more animated, and so just make sure if you're gonna do something, do any kind of content, make sure you like it, do your research, or if it's your opinion, make sure you state in the video, this is my opinion. But then if you have facts and stuff, then make sure you
back it
I
up.
should have, yeah. Stan Vlad says, Have you seen Superman, Man of Tomorrow? In my opinion, best Superman movie as well as All-Star Superman. I don't think I've seen either one of them. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen them, so I really can't say one way or the other on that. BMB John said, I don't even subscribe to myself. Gotta subscribe, bro. Gotta get those subscriptions. BMB Studios. And that is it. Okay, we got 2 hours and 10 minutes before we get off. Guy Scar, let people know where they can find you, what's going on in your neck of the woods.
I'm playing around with rebranding my channel. I'm getting my ideas for my show, my particular show. You can find me on the Basco Scenario, random reviews. I do some gaming clips here and there. Also, you can find me on Chaos Central on Sundays. We just finished up the Loki Roundtable, but we're still doing the Bad Batch Roundtable. That's hosted by it's just JJ. He's in the chat on Chaos Central. Then Mondays we're doing Chaotic Conversation, which is hosted by Danny on Chaos Central. And then you can find me on Wednesdays on the Rule of Three, hosted by Chris Knight, also on Chaos Central. And yeah, that's where you can find me. So make sure you subscribe if you like seeing this face
I may
or what I
do
bring to the
that.
table.
I may do that tonight because I haven't even watched the Bad Batch. I may watch that tonight before I go to bed.
Oh, it was good. I liked it.
Okay. And I am Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat. You see here on the bottom of the screen. Like Guy Scar say, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me at Chaotic Conversation. Tuesday nights, also Big Report Entertainment Channel, Chaos List, also at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Wednesday night on the Rule of Three with a touch of Basco, Chris Knight Show. You can find me again at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We finished up on the Loki Roundtable this past Thursday. Tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you find us on JJ Show, which he broadcasts from the Chaos Central channel. Please tune in, and we'll be doing the Bad Batch. I think this is episode 12, if I'm not mistaken. I'm curious to see what Anzo has done in the crawl. I bet not have died, but trying to think of anything else. I just want to say thank you all that supported us, that supports the channels, that supports me, supports Guy Scar. We appreciate it. Hey, Yvette, how you doing?
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Wolverine got one more thing. Yeah, I like reacting to music, but it's getting stale. I know that I'm somewhat invested in my superhero stuff, LOL, and I figure it would be more fun for me to do superhero reviews and to have talks. Yeah, bro, just find someone that you like to stream with, got good chemistry with, man, and set it up.
Just do it.
Just do it. That's what I did. I was scared as hell my first couple of streams, but now, man, I've done so many, it's second nature. So, but the more you do it, the better you get with it. I mean, you find your rhythm, you find your niche, you find your timing, and knock it out of the park. But having said that, let me go ahead and pull up my outro. I am ready to play it. I have found it. And until next time, peace.